الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. Today we finish Surah Al-A'raf and we start Surah Al-Anfal. Surah Al-A'raf is a very, very unique surah. The subject matter of the surah, the theme of the surah, the message of the surah, when you look at it, you realize that this is something totally different. I don't know why many of the recent time Mufassirin, they, in their books, they don't mention anything about it. And when they talk about the subject matter, it looks like it's just a repetition of what's in other surahs, whereas this surah, as I said, is unique. It's totally different. This surah specifically addresses the issue of religious people, of people who are supposed to be religious or supposed to follow the deen, how they turn away. How people turn away from deen. Starting from general public to people of Iman. General public means all people. Believers, disbelievers. How people don't even believe to start with. And then the people of Iman. How they turn away. Then good people amongst the people of Iman. How they turn away. And then very pious and religious people, how they turn away. And then what's the solution to all of these problems? Is not only that non-believers are turning away. Is not only people from the general public are turning away. Even those who are following turn away. Those who are learned are turning away. And those who are considered preachers and leaders, they are also turning away. We see it happening. We see it always happening. May Allah protect all of us. Alhamdulillah alladhi hadana lihada wa ma kunna linahtadiya lawla an hadana Allah. Had Allah not guided us, we would not have been guided. It's not our power. We didn't get the hidayah with our muscles and our power or our intelligence or our education or our abilities. It's only Allah's fadl. It's only Allah's rahmah and mercy. And then we have the hidayah. And we beg Allah to allow us to follow this hidayah until we die and we go and meet our Rabb subhanahu wa ta'ala with this hidayah. Quickly getting into the surah now. Just some examples of what we have been talking about. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, when he came to Bani Israel, he started inviting Bani Israel towards the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you are supposed to be Muslims. So initially, you read about Musa alayhi salatu wassalam addressing Fir'aun and his people. Isn't it? Remember? We read those ayat that Musa alayhi salatu wassalam talking to Fir'aun and his people. وَقَالَ مُوسَى يَا فِرْعَوْنُ إِنِّي رَسُولٌ مِّن رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ حَقِيقٌ عَلَىٰ أَن لَا أَقُولَ عَلَى اللَّهِ إِلَّا الْحَقَّ. And then the ayat go on. فَأَلْقَى عَصَاهُ فَإِذَا ثُعْبَانٌ مُبِينٌ وَنَزَعَ يَدَهُ. And for Huffaz who think that this is mutashabih with Surah Ash-Shu'ara, if you really think that this is mutashabih and it confuses you, come to me after. I will tell you how this is not mutashabih, and next time you will never mess up between the two. Totally two different things. But you have to pay attention. And inshallah, as I said, if this confuses you, come to me later after the program. Then inshallah I will explain to you what is the difference and how you remember the difference between the two. So, first thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts with Fir'aun and his followers. Rejecting Musa alayhi salam totally, as I said. Kuffar. Not believing in Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam. Their problem is, we are more educated, we are more learned, we are more civilized, we know better than you do, and you are here out of nowhere, and you want us to follow you. Who do you think you are? That's their attitude. And then, when some people accepted Islam and Iman and followed Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, Fir'aun comes up with new rules in the country. قَالَ فِرْعَوْنُ آمَنْتُمْ بِهِ قَبْلَ أَنْ آذَنَ لَكُمْ. Did you believe in him before I allow you? So you need to pull out a permit cause wanted to become Muslim. Just like you need a permit for business, for building, for marriage. Same thing, you have to register that I want to become Muslim. Then only you're allowed to become Muslim. This is Fir'aun's rule. Amantum bihi. What problem is he finding with these magicians who accepted Islam, who believed in Musa alayhi salam? Oh, you believed in him before getting my permission? قَبْلَ أَنْ آذَنَ لَكُمْ. Pay attention to آذَنَ لَكُمْ. I give you permission. You are not Muslim. You want people to take permission from you to become Muslim? So you're going to allow people to become Muslim? So this is where those problems are now. And then, since you accepted Islam without a permit, so we are going to now punish you. لو قطعنا أيديكم وأرجلكم من خلاف ثم لأصلبنكم أجمعين. But subhanallah, look at the iman through the barakah of the suhbah of Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam. Few minutes of the suhbah of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, just looking at Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, changed the status of their hearts such that they're saying, Inna ila rabbina munqalibun. We are going to our Rabb. Do whatever you want. We are not going to change from our deen, and we are not going to give up our deen. They were ready to give up their life, but not their deen. Few minutes of the suhbah of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam with true iman. Then Musa alayhi salatu wasalam helps Bani Israel. He looks at the situation of Bani Israel. You know, I'm looking at the same page so that you know, for those who don't remember it. I'm looking at the same page right now where Fir'aun is trying to punish those magicians and they have accepted Islam. Now, Bani Israel, who are supposed to be the followers of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, isn't it? He's from Bani Israel. They're supposed to be the Muslims. They were being tortured by Fir'aun all of those years, hundreds of years. They are living this life of slavery. What is slavery? نُقَتِّلُ أَبْنَاهُمْ. Same page. نُقَتِّلُ أَبْنَاهُمْ. We will slaughter their boys and we will keep their daughters alive. What a humiliation for a nation. Same page. Musa alayhi salam chose Bani Israel, let's follow Allah, let's do the ibadah of Allah. قال موسى لقومه استعينوا بالله واصبروا. O my people, seek Allah's help and have sabr. Have sabr. Don't turn away. إن الأرض لله. The whole world belongs to Allah. Bani Israel's response. أوذينا من قبل أن تأتينا ومن بعد ما جئتنا. Musa, what did we get by you coming to us and telling us do ibadah and do dua and to have sabr and worship Allah? We have been doing whatever we could, but what did you bring for us? أوذينا من قبل أن تأتينا ومن بعد ما جئتنا. We were always being tortured before you came and after you came. We didn't get any benefit from you, O Musa. Talking to who? To the Prophet of Allah, who's working tirelessly day and night. He's working to save them from that slavery. Educate them, teach them deen day and night. But what did we get from you? You didn't do anything for us. Just pay attention to this word. أُوذِينَا مِن قَبْلِ أَن تَأْتِيَنَا وَمِن بَعْدِ مَا جِئْتَنَا. What would have been the feeling of Musa alayhi salam upon hearing this? That after all of this is what I have to hear from you guys? What did you do for us? What did we get from you? What was the benefit of you coming to us? This shows how general public who are not connected to the religious, the people of deen, how they turn away. Bani Israel's main problem. See, just few ayahs before, Allah told us, magicians accepted Islam and their iman was so strong that they gave up their life, but they did not change their deen. Here, your people who are already Muslims by birth, you know, Muslims by birth, they are born Muslims, but they are saying to the same Prophet of Allah, we have no benefit from you. We didn't get anything from you. You didn't do anything good for us. Once people have some gift for a long time, they don't appreciate it anymore. They lose the importance of it. Magicians knew the value of Iman and the value of having this Prophet of Allah with them. Bani Israel, who cares? You know, we are Muslims. My forefathers were Muslims. We always have been Muslims. Who are you to tell me what to do? We know what Islam is. Just like sometimes when people are not praying or doing some haram and you tell them, brother, this is haram or let's go pray. You say, what do you think? I'm not Muslim? That's the problem, that you are Muslim. And you don't want to follow Islam and you think that just because your forefathers were Muslim, because your grandfather was a doctor and your father was a doctor and your mother was a doctor, now you go and try to open an office and say, what do you think, I'm not a doctor? My father was a Muslim doctor, my grandfather was a doctor, my mother is also a doctor. So, do you think I'm not a doctor? No, you are not a doctor. You have to learn that field. So we are Muslims. My father, my grandfather was Muslim, my grandmother was Muslim, and my father and my mother and my wife and my... Okay, mashallah. What do you learn? What did you learn about Islam? What do you know about Islam? So I'm Muslim because I was born in a Muslim house. But what is my connection to Islam? Bani Israel didn't have any connection with Musa alayhi salam. That's their main problem. You go through all the stories of Musa alayhi salam with Bani Israel, you will find this problem. You know, in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah pointed out that to us. We talked about the story of Baqarah, but I didn't point this thing out because now is the time that we can understand it more better and more appropriately. What is the problem? Bani Israel, they don't have any love and connection and appreciation for Musa alayhi salam. That's the main problem. In the story of Baqarah, What did they say? وَإِذْ قَالَ مُوسَى لِقَوْمِهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُكُمْ أَن تَذْبَحُوا بَقَرَةً قَالُوا أَتَتَّخِذُنَا هُزُوًا. This is where it starts from. You're making fun of us. You must be joking. This is how they're talking to the Prophet of Allah. Now, he said, no. أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ أَنْ أَكُونَ مِنَ الْجَاهِلِينَ. This is really a command from Allah. قَالُوا ادْعُ لَنَا رَبَّكَ. Make dua to who? To our Rabb? Make dua to who? To our Rabb? No, to your Rabb. And repeatedly the word Rabbaka, Rabbaka, Rabbaka is repeated every time they talk to Musa alayhi salam. قالوا ادع لنا ربك يبين لنا ما هي قالوا ادع لنا ربك يبين لنا ما لونها قالوا ادع لنا ربك يبين لنا ما هي. It's not your Rabb. No, you go and talk to your Rabb. As a result of that, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells them through Musa alayhi salam that now it's time to go to Palestine, enter Bayt al-Maqdis, ادخلوا هذه الأرض المقدسة. What did they say? اذهب أنت وربك. You and your Lord go and fight. You enter the city. إنها هنا قاعدون. We are sitting here. Can you imagine? This is Muslims. This is Muslims who are saying to the Prophet, you and your Lord go and do it. We are not doing it. We can't do it. I'm not going to give no examples, but same thing repeats over and over. You do it. You do it. And once it's done, then we'll just come to enjoy it. Isn't it? Once it's done, then we will just come to enjoy it. You need to build masjid, you build the masjid, then we will come to pray. You need to build madrasa, you build it, then we will send our children. But we are not going to do nothing. We can do nothing. اذهب أنت وربك فقاتلا إنها هنا قاعدون. We are sitting here. I want to enjoy my coffee. I can't give up my family time. And I can't give up the family time is nothing. That show that I'm used to watching every night, I can't even give up that. And the game is going on, so I can't even give up that. إِذَا بَنْتَ وَرَبُّكَ فَقَاتِلًا. You and your Lord go and do what you have to do. When it's done, then we will see what we can do for you. إِنَّهَا هُنَا قَيْدٌ. No connection. That's the result of no connection. And here we see when they're accusing Musa alayhi salam, أُذِينَا مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ تَأْتِيَنَا وَمِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جِئْتَنَا. We have always been in difficulty. We have always been suffering. Before you came and after you came. What did we get out of you? From you coming to us. And you're saying you're a prophet of Allah. Okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed them what they got through Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. He saved them from that slavery. They saw Fir'aun and all of his army drowning in the sea. They saw it with their own eyes. Isn't it? We all know this. They crossed the ocean. They crossed the sea. And Fir'aun and his army, they came in the middle of the sea. And then the wave comes and takes all of them away. They cross it to the other side. And then they said to Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, they saw some people over there sitting by a tree, worshipping a tree. Ya Musa, ij'al lana ilahan kama lahum aliha. Musa, can you make God for us the way these people have their gods? Asking who? The Prophet of Allah to make idols for you so you can worship the idols. A Yahudi came to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, to Ali radiallahu anhu. He said, you people say that you are this and religious and follow the teachings of your prophet. Only 30 years after the demise of your prophet, you started having war between yourself, and you were fighting between you and Muawiyah. You guys are fighting. So Ali radiallahu anhu said, at least we waited 30 years and we were only fighting. You guys, still your feet are wet from the sea that you crossed, and you saw Fir'aun drowning with his army. And then you said to Musa alayhi salam, we want to worship another God, we don't want to worship Allah anymore. No connection with the Prophet. That's the main thing. Again, you will see, go through the surah and you will find out. When we don't have connection with the people of deen, with our ulama, with the sulaha, with the pious people, this will disconnect us from deen and we will be rejected. We will be thrown away. And then you will have people that will, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, du'atun ala abwabin nar. People who would be standing at the door of the hellfire on the name of deen and religion, they will call you towards hellfire. Can you imagine this? People are lost already. And with these people, that's it, they're gone. Du'atun ala abwabin nar. There are people who are standing at the door of the hellfire and telling people, come, I will teach you deen. I'm going to teach you the Quran. I'm going to teach you hadith. You don't have to follow any of the imams, any of the scholars. You don't have to follow none of those people. I can teach you everything about deen. Du'atun ala abwabin nar. Those who would follow them, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, will keep on falling into Jahannam. Where do we get this from? وَأَضَلَّهُمُ السَّامِرِينَ. We read that story also today in Surah Al-A'raf. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he went to get them the book of Allah. He went to get them Torah. They're demanding, we need a book. Okay, I'll bring you the book. He went to get them the book, and here Samiri makes a calf out of gold, and he says, هَذَا إِلَهُكُمْ وَإِلَهُ مُوسَى فَنَسِي. This is your Lord. What? This calf is your Lord and the Lord of Musa alayhi salam. He forgot and he went somewhere else. I don't know if he's coming back, but let's worship this calf. Du'atun ala abwabin nar. YouTube. Our calf. The golden calf. That makes noise. And makes a lot of noise. Nowadays makes even more noise. Bani Israel's calf wasn't making that much noise. Can you see now? Can you see the connection? Subhanallah. How if we really look deep into Quran, we find everything that is happening today, we find it there in Quran. And Samiri did not come as a disbeliever, as a kafir. No need to be Muslim. No need to follow deen. No need to be pious. No need to follow the Anbiya. No. Religious tag. He's using the religious card. How? You know where he got the calf from? I'm sure you know. Bani Israel had borrowed gold from the people of Egypt. And they still had that gold because that night they had a wedding, and during the night they had to leave, so they couldn't return the gold to their owners. Musa alayhi salam went to bring them Torah. Here comes Samiri, wearing the religious gear. MashaAllah. Very good. Guys, you guys have gold from what you borrowed from those people? Yeah, we do. Haram for you to keep this gold. It's haram. Bring all the gold here. So they all brought the gold. Okay, we don't want to do anything haram. So they want to follow. But their problem is, as I said again, their problem is they don't have any connection with Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. This is why we want to follow, but we don't care if we don't follow Musa, we can follow Samiri. You see it today. You don't follow the pious people, the religious people, the true people of deen, you will end up following someone else that is in fitna and will lead you into the fitna. So now, they all bring the gold. He makes that calf out of the gold. Religious service, mashallah. We are having a big religious first service over here. I'm saving everyone from haram. And he makes the calf. He said, now, this is your God. Start worshipping this calf. And everyone is bowing down to that calf. Musa alayhi salam comes back. Whole Bani Israel is doing ibadah of a calf. What happened? وَضَلَّهُمُ السَّامِرِينَ. We see today's Samiris. How many Samiris we have? They have only one Samiri. We have so many sitting out there today. And everyone says, I'm the only one who knows Islam. No one else knows Islam. And then we're talking about how religious people who are following deen, how they turn away. We see it here. And then Allah gives us the example of Ashab al-Sabt. نَلْعَنَهُمْ كَمَا لَعَنَّا أَصْحَابَ السَّبْتِ. We read it today. That people of the Sabbath. These are the people who don't care about the laws of the Sharia. They don't care about halal and haram. As long as we get our personal benefit, then we will find a way around that haram. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, fishing on Sabbath is not allowed. You fish the rest of the 6 days. But on Saturdays, fishing is not allowed. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to test their iman. Now on Saturdays, إِذْ يَعْدُونَ فِي السَّبْتِ إِسْتَأْتِهِمْ حِيتَانُهُمْ يَوْمَ سَبْتِهِمْ شُرَّعًا. On Saturdays, all the fish will come on top on the surface of the water. All the fish are there. If anyone knows fishing, likes fishing, you know, and if you're Bengali, or I'm sorry, something like that. Okay? Fine? Yeah. I'm one of you too when it comes to fish. Now, you see a fish on the water, you're not going to catch it? You have to give up your citizenship. You see a fish in front of you in the water, you're not going to catch it? So now, these guys, suddenly all the fish are up. You know shurran, the fish shows its in the back of the tail, and the fins, that's shurran. So it shows. So all the fish on Saturdays are walking on top of the water. وَيَوْمَ لَا يَسْبِتُونَ لَا تَأْتِيهِمْ. When it's not Saturday, all the fish disappear. Now what? They said, okay. Halal and haram, we'll find a way. There is a scholar sitting on YouTube. He knows how to give fatwa. Our imam doesn't know. These mullahs, they don't know anything. We will get it from that guy he knows about. He knows how to. Okay? So they go to those guys. We found a way. Tell us, is it halal? Oh yeah. The way you're describing is halal. What is that? We will make holes. We will make holes from the sea. And when Saturday, all the fish will come, we will push them into the hole, then we block it. So the fish cannot go back. Now Sunday, you go and pick up the fish and say, I didn't pick it up Saturday, I picked up Sunday. But you trapped all the fish in your hole. Just first house is halal on mortgage. Second house is not halal. And if you don't get mortgage, how are you going to start a business? Muslims will stay behind. So that should be halal too. You find all of those ways. And if you want to listen to my lecture, then even if you're menstruating, come to the masjid, sit in the masjid, read Quran and see, return, listen to my lecture and listen to the tafsir, is halal for you. But for anyone that doesn't come to my lecture, then it's haram for them. Change everything in the Sharia. وَيَوْمَ لَا يَسْبِتُونَ لَا تَأْتِيهِمْ. Allah tells us about those people also, who don't care about the Sharia. And then comes to the religious people, very scary. Comes to the people who are very, very religious. They are pious. People go to them for dua. Ulama, sulaha, mashallah, such a great person. وَاتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ الَّذِي آتَيْنَاهُ آيَاتِنَا فَانْسَلَخَ مِنْهَا. We gave him our ayat. We gave him the Quran. We gave him the knowledge. He was pious, but When the big offer came from the other side, he gave up all of that and he gave up his deen and his piety and practices of Islam, and he raised his hand to make dua against Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, against the Muslims of that time. He is now working against the Muslim, this pious man. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he raised his hand to make dua, Allah made his tongue fall down of his mouth just like a dog. فَمَثَلُهُ كَمَثَلِ الْكَلْبِ. He became like a dog. See? From kuffar to general Muslims, to people, to religious people, people around Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam, then pious people, then good religious people, then very pious people. Allah over here is telling us about all of those people, how they lose their deen. And therefore, towards the end, إِنَّ وَلِيِّيَ اللَّهُ الَّذِي نَزَّلَ الْكِتَابِ. You want to be protected? You should know that your connection is only with Allah. الَّذِي نَزَّلَ الْكِتَابِ وَهُوَ يَتَوَلَّى الصَّالِحِينَ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِمَّا يَنزَغَنَّكَ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ. This is the end of the surah now. وَإِمَّا يَنزَغَنَّكَ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ نَزْغٌ فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ. When any of these whispers come to you, any whisper come to you, break off, go away, give up all of this. This is nothing, and you know what you're doing. يَنزَغَنَّكَ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ نَزْغٌ. When these whispers of shaitan come to you, that are trying to break you from deen, from masajid, from the people of deen, فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ. Right away say, أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. If you don't, and if you give in and give up all of these things that you're doing, you will be lost. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا إِذَا مَسَّهُمْ طَائِفٌ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ تَذَكَّرُوا. The people of taqwa, whenever that effect of shaitan, they feel it, they feel the effect of shaitan in them, تذكروا. Right away they remember Allah, فَإِذَا هُمْ مُبْصِرُونَ. And that opens up their eyes and allows them to come back to the haqq and truth and give up all of that falsehood and fitnas and stay away from the fitnas. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always protect us from all the fitnas, and may Allah always keep us connected to the deen and to everything that keeps us connected to the deen. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqihi sayyidina wa habibina wa nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Walhamdulillahi rabbil